Just the two of us. We can make it. Gosh. Sounded like me like 10 minutes ago. Just the two
Why don't I
of
go start the
us.
stream?
Huh?
Damn. I was wanting to Scarlet Witch.
Just the two of us.
We can make Safari's got some good shit on there, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna spend that kind of money, just buy the right thing. Be right back. I need my charger. Dude, our fucking stream never pops up on my fucking YouTube.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just doesn't pop up.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. The two of us. You're gonna fix the computer again?
It gets all distorted. All creepy.
Why you gotta keep that to the computers? What they ever do to you?
Damn, man, you want a purge. Get rid of Thanos already?
Right?
Oh,
Actually, I'm on a purge too right
I
now.
wish I could afford it.
I'm purging also. I sold my Emperor.
Officially?
Yeah, I shipped that already.
Nice.
Although apparently I have to keep the guard because of you guys' barbaric rules.
That's not barbaric. It was a gift. You can't sell a gift.
I think the person who gave me the gift would like me to be happy with another gift.
You should ask him then. Be like, are you okay with me selling it? And be like, be honest.
I will. I totally will. Alright, so you've seen the Shoshi, right?
Also, this is really funny.
What?
Well, I posted this, and you're like, is that Bring Arts?
Yeah, it literally says on the bottom. But I was like half away. That's not fair.
I wasn't going to call you out.
No, I was gonna call myself out. Don't let me forget this right here. We kind of touched on this in the past. Don't let me forget that one, okay? And then, do you want to read one of these plugs, or do you want me to read both of them?
You're pretty good at the plugs.
Did you see the discount?
No.
Read the plug. Pretty good.
10% off your order?
I don't know if that applies for us, but.
You gave me 20% off of that Gundam.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was the sale, but I went in a week early, and I put it on layaway, and you still gave it to me.
What up, Jason?
Hey!
Hi, Jason. We haven't started yet. We're just kind of digging around. You can type right there.
Where?
Right there.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Say something?
Obviously, you can do it on your phone too. But.
Yeah, no, my phone's on. I'm at 37%.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
Just the two of us. You are. Dude, also Facebook is fucking annoying.
Why?
It's like, I don't even remember the last time I was on OSR or Tashi. I'm always on auxiliary. Why isn't auxiliary here? And then if I go to groups, it gives me this shit. It's like, no, give me what I'm looking for.
You have to do it yourself.
Oh. Well, how do I unpin that? Okay, cool. Unpin that. Unpin that.
No problem. That's why I'm a power admin, my friend.
I'm about to drive home listening in my car as I get your voice. Be safe out there, man. The traffic was awful getting here. People don't know how to drive in the rain. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. Gotta hit the plugs really quick.
Yeah. That is pretty good, my friend. Pretty good, fuckers. Just the two of us.
Hey, here, before you start.
What?
You wash this out and make an 8 ounce.
Yeah, man.
Just the two of us. Victoria, do I still have the cough drops in my dress, my nightstand? Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Why do you have dog food?
Building kingdoms in the sky. My parents' dog was
Oh, that's
here
right.
when they were on vacation.
I was like, you don't have a little puppy like that.
She's gonna say that. Just the two of us. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. All right, Zach will be back in a couple minutes and we get started. It's just us two today, so
Just the two of us.
who's been singing this in the guy here?
Who you talking to?
The stream.
Like, are you talking that quietly?
I don't know. You're a good kid.
Why do you say that?
I don't know.
Are you roasting in the chat?
No, it's something going on. Jason's driving, so he can't type back. I gotta keep it entertained while he drives home.
Oh, what up, Jason? You should come on the podcast one day, Jason, and bring your like a diorama. Pretty cool.
Camera?
A cough drop?
Yeah.
I want to have a nice vocal warmth for our singing duet.
Mm,
I want to have a good.
that's a tasty as fuck.
The best part is
Cough drop.
when you get to the end, don't bite it because honey comes out.
Ooh, nice.
And it's like honey with menthol. It's a nice little tenor. You know what I'm saying?
You could just drink some whiskey and honey.
You have tequila shots right now.
Oh, I can't drink tequila.
You have vodka shots. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Just the two. Can we start the official video?
Oh, okay. And then we do our cold open.
Yep. All right. Let's do a mic check. Or not. Just
Or not.
the two of us. We can make it. Okay. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Come in just a little bit more.
No.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, mic check. It sounds good.
Why are you laughing?
Because you're like, just getting a little more. I was just like, no. It literally doesn't matter how far I am.
Okay.
It's just us two. It sounds really good.
3, 2. We'll kind of talk for a little bit, and then we'll get to our singing point. We'll know when we get there.
Yeah. I don't know why you had this idea, but I don't hate it.
Well, episode 49. We're almost at our golden episode, episode 50.
Not only that, but then 2 episodes later is a whole year.
I know, that's kind of wild in itself.
Yeah.
Seth has been on vacation, and, Manny and Jesse, they'll be back eventually.
Yeah, sometime.
But in the meantime, Dean, it's
Yeah.
just the 2 of us. And I think we may, this is going to sound pretty terrible,
Yeah.
but I think we had a little song for the listeners. You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2.
Just the 2 of us.
We can.
Oh, I was gonna let you go, and I was gonna take the next part.
Oh no, I thought we were going to do it together.
Well, I don't know what lyrics we decided on.
Oh yeah, we didn't plan this. We'll do just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us.
You and I.
2 of
Oh,
us.
you don't know the lyrics.
No, that's one person says one, and the other person says the other.
I haven't listened to that song that many
I don't
times.
know. It's fine. Either way, it's terrible.
It was bad.
Even if we got it right on, it's
Yeah.
still bad.
Even if the lyrics were correct, the singing talent was not there. Let's roll the intro, Dean.
Yeah.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
I'm Dean.
Welcome to this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. This is the weekly podcast where my friends and I talk about the things that matter the most to us this week in collecting.
Yeah, that's true.
We have quite a week here. Lots of really neat things. A potential Grail acquired. Some kind of wild things that happened. Before we get into everything, though, I wanted to clarify. We had mentioned on the last podcast there's a live stream on June 15th. The live stream is Justin Kane, Budget Stark, and D Knight. And I mentioned that I wasn't sure if it was a drama live stream from all the stuff within the community or a figure like news Q&A type stuff.
Yeah.
And I talked to Anthony Budget Stark, and then he was telling me it's purely just a non-drama.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's intended to be. So that's going to be really cool. I think it's 9 p.m. London time. I think that's like 3 p.m. Central time, and you can do the math from there. But that is going to be a really cool thing going on this Saturday. So definitely want to check that out. I think it's going to be on the Minted Sealed Box media page. And we also have a sponsor this episode, Dean, which is
Yeah, very cool.
really, really cool. And so we wanted to thank our friends over at Stevens Collectibles and More for sponsoring this week's episode of Collecting Weekly. They're your one-stop shop for the hottest Bandai imports like Figuarts, Gunpla, and Soul of Chigokin, NECA, Marvel Legends, and so much more. You can find them at Universal City, 12,000 Texas Loop 1604, or online at collectmoretoys.com. Remember, they offer a paid delivery service within our city and worldwide shipping for all of our Collecting Weekly listeners. If you're shopping with them for your first time, mention that you're a Collecting Weekly listener for 10% off your first order with them,
Yeah.
which is really cool. They
Yeah, 'cause
also,
somebody got a really good figure from them.
to somebody's got a really cool figure from them.
To somebody.
They're also doing a 20% off Gundam model kit sale. It's all the different Bandai models.
Yeah, I wanted
models.
to put one on layaway because I was after it for a while.
Nice. 90 delay
It
away.
was sold out everywhere.
Uh-huh.
And their prices, I think actually the best price I'd seen.
Yeah.
I just had I'm forgetting the word. A pre-order from them that was coming through. It comes in on Friday, just so you know.
Yeah, Broly.
Broly comes in on Friday.
Gogeta as well.
I already got my Gogeta.
Yeah, I have one on layaway.
Oh, you finally got one.
On layaway, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I was like, well, I don't want to spend the money, and then my pre-order comes through, but I went and got a Gundam kit on layaway from them with the sale. So make sure you guys stop in there.
Yeah, and if you want to hear more about their shop, more about the things they carry and the cool programs that they have, check out episode 48 of Collecting Weekly. We did a bonus episode with them, and it was Steven and his wife, DP. Really good show. Really, really lovely people. So
Who got stuff?
Richard got the Shadow Trooper,
Nice.
and which is something that we plugged on their podcast. It was $220, which is I honestly think below retail. And then there was a guy. Shout out to Brian and Chris from Six Scale Scavengers because they allowed me to post Steven's like 3 6 scale figures on their page.
Yeah.
And because of that, a gentleman named Scott got the Mark III exclusive, which was $400, which is a little bit above retail, but way below eBay prices for that figure.
Yeah.
So if anyone's looking for a Heartbreaker Iron Man, I think they have one, and it was a pretty reasonable price. I think it was like $220. Don't quote me on that.
220.
But that is a really nice figure, and we've helped them make 2 sales, and so they wanted to sponsor an episode. So we want to thank you guys for that.
Very cool.
So Ox came through on that one rather. Dean, it's the best segment, our favorite segment, the first segment. Would you like to kick us off?
Yeah, you ready?
Yes.
It's new this
week.
What you got new this week? I had probably my best week in a while. Because I haven't gotten anything.
That is true.
Recently.
That is true.
So the other day I got a phone call. I didn't recognize the number, so I don't answer it. And then I think it was like on Wednesday or something after the episode.
Uh-huh.
And they left me a voicemail, but I completely forgot to check it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm about to walk out my door. I was like, oh yeah, let me check that voicemail. It was from 3 hours ago. So I check it and it's like, hey, this is GameStop. You pre-ordered a Gogeta. It came in. And I was like, oh my God. So I rushed over as fast as I could. And I got my SH figure. It's Gogeta.
Uh-huh.
But that wasn't the best thing I got this week.
Really?
Ox pulled through again.
I will say this is probably the greatest pull through that Ox has done. Ox giveth, and you put up a want to buy, and I remember before you put it up, you messaged me. It's like, is this fine since it's third party if I put it up on Ox? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And you were like, I think the word you used was like, it's probably no one has it. It's probably impossible to find, but this is my last resort. And Ox is like not a big group by any means. I think we're at 72 members. Really small community. The chances you're going to find what you're looking for, super hard to find, super well executed thing. And what was it? And who helped you with it?
And okay, so I've brought this up on the podcast before.
Many times, even as recently as 2 episodes ago, 47.
Yeah, it's just like it's the one. Oh.
But before we say what it is, maybe give the backstory of 47 because you had bought the head for this.
Okay, yes.
Because that was literally like last week. You were like literally like, do I want to make this figure? You were pretty obsessed.
Yeah. So weeks and weeks go by, and like I keep putting off this purchase. Well, I finally started my new job.
Yeah.
And I got my first real paycheck, and I was like, done. I'm buying it. Like I'm not waiting anymore.
Uh-huh.
So I go on eBay, and I find it's the Super Duck 1/6 Nier Automata 2B set.
Yes.
It's from a game called Nier Automata. She's the main character. She's awesome.
Her name is 2B.
Her name is 2B. She's an android. So the kit that I got, it's all black outfit, which is like how you play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2 years old at this point. So most of the listings are sold out. Or while I was waiting to buy it, they were selling out.
Yeah.
So there was like 2 options to spend like $250 or like $260. Not much option. So I see this one guy, he has a listing. It's like, it's just the body and the clothes, no head sculpt, $130.
Yeah.
And I found the head sculpt from the second version, which is all white, and it's sculpted hair, which I like a little better.
Yeah.
Well, the head was just $60. So I was like, I'll just buy the head, which I like better anyway, and then I'll buy
Kind of
the
like
body.
a best of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I buy the head and I buy the body. So it's like $207 shipped. I get the shipping notification from a guy about the head. He's like, hey, that's shipped. I was like, perfect. Not like 10 minutes later, I get a message from the seller of the body and the clothes. He's like, I don't have it. I can't get it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, now I have a head in the mail with no option of where to put it. And if I buy the sets that are $250, I've now spent another $60 on top of it.
Yeah.
So I just spent way more than I would. So like, do I even want to finish this stupid thing? Like, I was so like,
Yeah, you were pretty pissed because before we got on mic, you were like, pretty much like, fuck this whole process.
yeah, I was super bummed.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Let me put some feelers out. And so I hopped on Ox and I was like, hey, does anybody have this figure, the set, anything? And our boy, our friends,
The Lord.
the Lord,
The Lord of the Light.
yes, Lord of Light, Greg, the Arrington.
Yeah.
He was like, dude, I think I have that in storage. And I was like, you better not be fucking.
So how did that conversation? Because I knew you messaged him, and it took a long time.
Yeah,
before you
because
got the confirmation.
I think he was doing something. I think he was at work or something.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I think I have it. And I was like, dude, are you for real? And then I was like, fuck it. And I just messaged him directly. I was like, I'm not going to do this on the page. Like, let's just get the.
You're not gonna have someone snake you on the page, on your own page.
So I messaged him. I was like, dude, are you like, you have it? Like, I'm really like, I'll buy it right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, let me get home and I'll check for it. And well, he just recently moved. Remember, he's
From Japan.
pretty new since San Antonio, so he's got a bunch of his figures that he's still
Yeah.
unboxing and stuff. So I was like, well, it might take him a while. So I'm like, I'm in no rush, but obviously I want to get it like right this second.
Yeah.
So I messaged him like the next day, and then he's like, "Oh, dude, I totally forgot." And I was like, "God damn it."
Suspense.
Yeah, the suspense is killing me. So later on, I start getting messages. He found it. He was like, I hadn't even opened it.
Really.
So I was like, dude, I'll come buy it right now.
Uh-huh.
And I had started piecing the clothes together on eBay.
Yeah.
Somebody selling the boots, and then somebody selling the gloves, but they didn't have the sleeve. So I had to find somebody that was selling.
It just becomes a hassle. at that point.
It's a huge hassle. So you're like spending more money than you normally would have. So just the clothes, not including the body, was like $100.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I have it in my cart. It's like $100. He's like, I'll sell it to you for 90. And I was like, I'm on my way.
Yeah.
So I drove to his house and he was so nice and we hung out for a little bit. His collection is
Dope.
insane.
Yeah.
He's got some really cool customs that he's done. Or he was talking to us last time about the outfits that he gets tailored
Yeah.
for his figures, and I actually saw them up close. I was like, holy shit, these are really nice. But anyway, he was like, yeah, I bought this set for the swords, and I never even used the swords. And which, even if he did, wouldn't have been a problem because
I imagine they're easier to find than the others.
yeah. And so I got the outfit from Greg, and then Zach Rayner, our buddy Rayner, was like, what body do you need? I was like, the large bust pale body. He's like, dude, I have one. And I was like, I'm coming over. So I went to Rayner's house, I picked up the body, and I put it all together.
Which is a wild story because you were dejected Tuesday when we went to record.
Right.
And by like Friday of the same week,
I had the whole
you had the
figure.
whole figure.
Yeah.
Magical things happen on Ox.
Yeah, dude. The
People are making
community
deals
is-
on Ox. People are buying from Stevens Toys and Collectibles on Ox. People are sharing their tips and tricks on Ox. It's really a beautiful community that we have.
Yeah, it's great.
So what are your thoughts now that you have it put together?
It's amazing. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be because if you can see it on the stream, or I'll post some pictures later. Most of it's pretty skin tight. Like the boots, she's got some tights, the shirt, the little arm gloves, or I don't know what they're called. They're like not full sleeves, but
Yeah.
they I was like, man, these Bison Body is fighting you on putting clothes on, so I'm not too excited about doing this.
Uh-huh.
But I watched some reviews, and people were saying if you just turn them inside out, like turn the stockings inside out, and then start with the foot, and then roll it up, it goes on really easily, which it did. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that huge a pain in the ass, and oh my goodness, this thing is just, it's a really beautiful piece. So I love the game. I love this character. Her sword is falling. And a lot of the stuff that products of this game or this character sell out all the time.
Yeah.
So super bummed out. There's some pre-orders of like statues that aren't even out for like another year, and they're already sold out. It's like, damn it, I missed out. I got into it too late.
I'm happy that you're happy.
Yeah.
And this was the game of the year, right? On that box you have to like game of the something
I
edition.
think so, because it's still used. It's still like almost a $40 game.
It looks pretty cool.
Which is
I watched
pretty
a review before the episode so I could know what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
It
it's
looks
a
pretty cool.
really cool game.
Was that all that you got this week?
I think so.
How do you like Gogeta?
Dude, it's a pretty badass figure. I think it suffers from the same problem as
Gotenks.
Gotenks, where if you aim his head too far down, his face will pop off.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I've never had that problem with any figure arts ever,
Yeah.
except those two. I don't know what it is
Yeah, I'm not
about
sure.
the fusion figures, but other than that, it's really like a 9 out of 10 figure.
Nice.
I think that knocks it down to a 10. It's not as bad as Gotenks.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it'd be like a 7 out of 10. But
Yeah.
it does happen, and he can't really look up just because of the collar. But that's just the design of the figure. So I'm not that upset with it. It's
Yeah,
badass.
I'm not that much looking forward to Gogeta as much as I am Broly. I'm really excited for Broly.
So mad it's gonna take. It's on Friday. Apparently there was a derailment. And
Really?
It got delayed. I don't know.
Oh my god, trains are getting derailed everywhere. By the way, Seth had his train derailment issue. I've seen 3 other people in different areas that had packages affected by derailments. UPS has got to get their shit together. You can't have these trains derailing all over the place.
Yeah, is that something we're gonna talk about in a little bit?
No, I had it on the show sheet, but I took it out. But you found a good way to work it back in.
Yeah, because apparently, who's the one that told us this?
Dylan?
Dylan, that derailments is just a term they use for any kind of delay. So like,
Yeah, they can't be throwing that shit around too loosely. If the wrong person hears that, and there's
yeah, so the conductor
emergency
fell
vehicles.
asleep on his lunch break and forgot to get back to work. That's considered a derailment.
I don't know about that. I need to see a train off the rail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, which honestly would be one, way worse, and 2, would probably delay your shit more than a few days.
Which means that they probably just fucked up Seth's shipper to make it look like the train was really derailed,
We play what's the hot potato?
Yeah. kicking that shit around. So the Master Roshi that we got from the trade last week, I finally had a chance to mess with it.
Yeah,
Love it. It's probably one of my favorite figures.
it's a really solid figure.
Because this came out this year, right?
Yeah,
Ooh.
and it's actually like a solid figure. Like,
Great Saiyaman might be dethroned. It's a fun figure. The brown string is a little annoying for the turtle shell.
yeah, but you don't have to have that on there.
Well, but either way, it's far more posable than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
The size I think is a little large. I know the Dragon Ball figures almost seem to have their own scale,
yeah, for sure.
but the only thing that I maybe would complain is that it doesn't have a Kamehameha wave effect. But then again, Krillin does, and I feel like that's kind of the way to get people to buy Krillin. You know, like I think people would buy Bulma, Goku, and Roshi. Maybe Krillin's like,
Oh, dude, Krillin was like day one buy.
really?
I love, yeah.
See, I want to get one now, but mostly just for the Kamehameha.
Well, the Kid Krillin also, you could kind of shove it in there with the regular, because Krillin doesn't really change that much
Yeah.
from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z.
Uh-huh.
So you could just have like a kind of like funny looking Krillin in your
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z set.
Really?
Um,
But yeah, this is a nice figure. The shading on the back of the shell is beautiful. And I actually found a guy on eBay that was selling Dragon Ball by itself, so I picked it up and
Oh,
completed it. It was a little
nice.
bit more than I wanted to spend, but he had an offer button, and I took the offer. I think we have one more guy in the chat. Is that Reese?
yeah, Reese.
What does he say?
Hey, Katya, live one.
Hey, what's up, buddy? So good to see Reese in the chat. The sand pod that I originally built and then gave to you, and then we did a trade for, back to me. It's a really cool thing. I took several pictures of the Adverge baby Goku in that pod.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Very.
I want to make a print of it. I think it's so fantastic looking. And I had taken it apart because it kept falling apart on me. And I actually used glue to glue some of the panels in.
Yeah.
Haven't had an issue since, and it's really good. I know last week I also had the Dragon Stars Frieza, which was new to me during the show.
Yeah, literally.
Literally, we opened
I
the show.
opened it, yeah.
And really solid figure. I would say mid-tier figure arts level for $20. And I used the Namek one, the quote-unquote 1/6 scale Dragon Ball from the Vegeta kit, and I took that, and it scales almost perfectly for the Namek Star Dragon Balls.
Right.
And I have Frieza holding it, and it just with the way my light hits the Dragon Ball on the star, it like lights up. It's just it's fantastic.
I'm very excited.
I'm very excited. It's a really, really cool piece. But I think that's all I got this week. It was kind of a slow week. I'm kind of bracing myself for some big things from Stevens Collectibles on Friday, aka the Broly, the God, the legendary Super Saiyan.
He says cheers.
So for new pre-orders, the Far From Home promo tech suit Spider-Man,
Yes.
$204, really reasonable price.
Really reasonable price. It's different enough from the deluxe or even the regular one that I feel like those would still hold their value, but I still see people complaining.
It's people will complain for anything, you know.
Okay, did they take it down? I thought they took it down.
No, I think Hot Toys took their post down.
Oh, the post.
Yeah, people were bitching in the comments. But 204 buys you that, really good price. I think it's well under inflation. The Scarlet Spider was shown in a publication from Hot Toys for a Japan tour event. Now, on the, I use Google Translate, so I don't know if this is like 100% accurate, but it said it was 30,000 yen, which translates to $276 US, which is kind of pricey for a Spider-Man type figure.
Yeah, but he usually comes with like a guitar, some like kind of.
Okay, so you think it's like gonna be
Oh
like?
no, I'm thinking of the wrong
No, you're
Spider-Man.
thinking of Punk Spider-Man. I'm
Yeah.
talking about Scarlet Spider-Man, the one with the hoodie.
Oh yeah, ew.
Now-
676.
Yeah, 276 is kind of expensive, and in Japan, this is releasing in September 2019. Again, this is according to Google Translate, so don't quote me on that. We've also seen the first hints of the Into the Spider-Verse license, though these are in 1-to-1 scale. And again, this is from Google Translate. And we also have seen our first hints that Hot Toys has a Venom license through their Cos Baby line.
Right.
And I know Manny was really excited to see that. And it gives a lot of collectors hope that eventually we will have, at least it's on Hot Toys' radar, to have a Venom 6-scale figure,
Yeah.
which I think a lot of people would really like, especially seeing how well the bullet head was executed.
Yeah.
Dean, this one was really exciting for you, the Final Fantasy VII,
Oh.
the first class edition. Let's hear what was
Okay,
included.
well, first off, Final Fantasy VII, just in general, they've been teasing the remake since the PlayStation 3 launched
Jesus.
at E3. They did a teaser, like, look how powerful the PlayStation 3 is. And they just did, like, a teaser demo of, like, a trailer with new graphics.
Uh-huh.
So everyone was like, oh my god, they're remaking the game, they're remaking the game. And after, like, a few years of speculation, they're like, guys, we're not remaking the game. Calm down. Well, I guess finally they caved and they're like, okay, we're remaking it. So it's been about 7-ish years of like speculation, and then we got a trailer 5 years ago, and then recently they came out with a new trailer, and then like 2 days ago, or was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday at E3.
They announced the game comes out March 3rd, 2020, so next year.
Mhm.
Very exciting. We actually have a date now.
PS4, right?
Yeah, PS4. And then a page, Square Enix Indonesia,
Yeah.
posted a deluxe version and then a first class.
Yeah, the standard deluxe and the first.
Yeah, standard deluxe first class. And the first class comes with Player Sky Cloud on a motorcycle, which I have to buy.
Is it the same figure with a different motorcycle?
Yeah, so it's exactly what happened with Cloud and Fenrir. It was the Cloud from Advent Children, and then they just boxed it with the bike.
Yeah.
So this one is the Final Fantasy VII Remake Cloud with the bike. Now, I will say the bike is a new design. It's not the original design from the original game, which kind of bums me out. Because that.
But don't you already have that original one?
Yeah, but the play art scale, so it's smaller.
Oh.
So it won't scale with the new Cloud. Not the end of the world, but it's Cloud on a new motorcycle, and he's my favorite character, so obviously I'm going to buy it. But I think it said the retail was, now this could be wrong. I'm not sure. But it says $330. The Cloud on Fenrir, which is a bigger bike and he has a lot more accessories, that was $379 just the figure.
Yeah.
This is a game, an art book.
I think the post just said 330, but I don't know if it clarified what currency that was in.
True.
Could be in a different currency.
Yeah. That's why I said it's Indonesia, so I don't know how accurate.
Yeah, because it was a translation through Facebook.
Okay. I'm thinking it's going to be higher, but like I said, the Cloud and Fenrir, it has electronics. He has a fuck ton of swords, alternate heads, alternate arms.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a much more impressive figure. So I don't think this one's going to be as high, but the fact that you get a game with it, steelbook, art book, soundtrack, I think that will maybe like $350.
Yeah.
Is more what I'm thinking. But I'm going to pre-order it and I'm going to get it. So
nice.
I'm a sucker for Cloud.
Toys Era is releasing a Storm figure. They showed pictures, so they're really knocking it out of the park. They haven't put it up for pre-order yet.
Are they the ones that just did the
Nightcrawler and
yeah.
the Steel 2.0?
Dang.
And they're knocking it out of the park. There's a 1/12 Nier Automata 2B from Super Duck with the TV League 1/12 scale bodies. And you were saying it's about $80 for
$80
head.
just for the set.
Yeah.
Oh, without the body. I don't know how much those bodies are.
They're like $40 or $50 for the 12 scale.
But
that's a really cool option for people that don't want a 6 scale.
Yeah, which is insane. But I mean, I'm gonna get that too. So.
Really? Good for you.
Yeah.
Minifigure, which is a company, has a figure that they're calling the Soul Ghost. $130, releases in January of 2020. That is Red Skull from Infinity War.
It looks pretty
Guardian
cool.
of the Soul Stone. It looks fucking crispy.
The sculpt was pretty fucking nice.
So that's something that we have to look forward to. I think that's up for pre-order. Going to be up for pre-order soon on all the major third-party.
Now in the movie, he's kind of like a floaty, ghosty ghoul kind of thing. How are they doing that with
with probably wires and a flight stand.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But it is cool, and I love it when these third-party companies give us these important but mainly like background characters for releases.
Yeah.
And usually they're pretty affordable. And in this case, $130 is certainly that.
Sure.
There is a on Soufly, which
Speaking
is
of affordable.
Soufly is a retailer of third-party stuff. He has a 1/6 scale Alita Battle Angel figure. $58 buys you that. Superposable figure. 58 ships. Superposable figure. Though I do think the head sculpt is a bit lacking.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about it?
It's definitely cool because do we even have a release date for the other Alita figure?
I think it's up for pre-order.
The Hot Toys?
It's not out yet though.
So this will, I mean, if you really want an Alita on your shelf right this second, that's a cool option. It doesn't come with all the stuff. The Hot Toys comes with like an additional outfit.
It's also like 1/6 the cost.
True.
Almost.
Yeah, so for 60, what did you say?
I think it's 58 ships.
58 ships. It's crazy. I think the head sculpt is I don't know, looks like it's so soft, like almost just like someone went like with the paint. Like it doesn't look very crisp. So I don't know. I don't see myself getting this. But yeah, $58. It's kind of If anything, it'd be cool just to have like, if you don't want to spend
if you like the movie but you don't love it enough to drop $300 or $280, whatever it was, that's not a bad buy.
Yeah.
More STCC drama with NECA pre-orders. It seems like every year there's a company that drops the ball.
I think it's always NECA.
I feel like it is, though. Cody said last year was better. I'm not sure what they did last year. Just a few examples of some of the figures they had up for pre-order: the Capture of Splinter 4-pack, the T2 Ultimate John Connor with dirt bike, Superman versus Alien and Batman versus Predator. I don't really care that much about NECA, but I know a lot of the people that I know were very upset that they got kicked out of Q or they couldn't get the websites.
Yeah,
There was rumors.
Steven was telling me when I went to the shop, he was like, dude, it was like, it didn't make any sense. Some people would get it, and some people would just get tossed out.
Yeah.
Or
Apparently, Cody was telling us that there was people with bots that were kicking out people with manual, like just regular transactions. And eBay is already full of listings for these
of course it is.
scalped figures. Be that as it may, it's pretty lame. And if you want to hear more about that, Cody and his podcast, the Nerd Theory podcast, they're going to be talking about that this weekend. On their
We've
website.
talked about this before with Rainer's Falcon. Remember you got the
Yeah, that's actually, I don't know that that's an official Collecting Weekly episode. It's on the
oh,
GJ
that's
Manny
right.
podcast.
Yeah,
But we've talked about this before.
It's
And
like-
then back then I was like, it's 2018, which is when we filmed that one. It's 2019. This shouldn't happen.
yeah. Like you should know the amount of traffic you're gonna get, especially if you do it every year.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, you have a limited quantity, and you definitely don't want people paying for something you don't have.
Mhm.
But damn, it's kicking people out left and right.
Willy-nilly.
Like, it just, I don't get it. But I'm sure the Nerd Theory will cover it.
Yeah, and they're very passionate about this because I know
Yeah,
Cody
they love
loves his
that guy.
NECA. I think
Yeah.
there was an It figure as well. And
Yeah, it was, he's like etched.
yeah.
He looks like he's like drawn.
And then speaking of NECA, I know there was that, I think it was the Ultimate Sam figure that Cody was really excited about. So Cody, if
yes.
you want to hear more about the cool things that NECA has, because we don't really collect that much NECA, head on over to the Nerd Theory podcast this weekend. Check them out. I think they're on Anchor and Spotify as well. Really great show, and those guys don't give a shit, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
New releases: the Spider-Man PS4 video game version released in Hong Kong, and that is a fantastic looking figure. It looks like they changed the material of the suit a little bit, Dean, and it almost looks like the head is plastic. It's not like fabric like the old tech suits where they had that stitching error.
Yeah.
I think that's a direct response to all the complaints about that.
Yeah, because mine was all kind
Yeah,
It's all
it looks fantastic. I don't know how durable or how much longevity you'll get with that suit, but I certainly think that.
That's definitely one of those figures you pose the fuck out of.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that it does, but just looking at it, I don't think I've ever been more impressed with just a museum pose of any figure. Like how well the suit is tailored to the body.
That's good.
It looks freaking fantastic.
I'm kind of hoping it's kind of like the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure, because I had zero problems with that fabric.
I never had any problems with the Amazing Spider-Man 1 figure either.
Yeah, and it's like the Homecoming and then the Civil War is just like, well, don't fucking touch this thing. I was like, what the hell?
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like that's like the one figure in the collection that you really go all out with. So this one, especially the shit you do in the game, is
Yeah.
like,
Hopefully it
you better be bringing it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
vlogger pictures were in fairly dynamic poses, but again, they're not. I don't think they're worried about the longevity when they're messing with the vlogger photos. Dean, do you have any SDCC predictions for figures that you might want to see as exclusives? I have one that I think would be kind of cool, a concept art Thor, and then we have the Iron Man, and then now the Captain America. I think it would be cool to see that figure. And I know the SDCC figures are usually like one per year that they release at SDCC.
Yeah.
Being that's right around the corner, can you think of anything that might be a cool figure?
Honestly, not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I mean it can't be something big like a Mark 1 die cast.
Yeah.
It has to be something that's neat but not too crazy. Maybe like a plastic Mark 46 or a plastic Mark 47. I know people have been petitioning about that, which
They always do those Tron Iron Man.
yeah, they've done that the last few
things.
years.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
They're not canonical suits. Like they look cool, but it's not.
do they look cool though?
I mean, not cool enough for me to want to buy one, but I mean the design is cool enough. But it's like you're using suits that already have their number, like the Mark. What was it? The Mark 7, but it's like
Yeah,
Tron. So it's like, but why? Those aren't real suits in terms of the Mark series.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, honestly, these are probably like the lamest exclusives, just in my opinion.
I totally agree with you.
But I can't really think of anything that I would want to see.
Yeah, at this point, like with Star Wars and Marvel, it's like they've already made a lot of almost everybody. So it's
Yeah.
like if they're gonna make a really important character SDCC exclusive, it's gonna be super lame. And if they just make a reuse of like a character that we've gotten before, it's also going to be super lame. So it's like a really weird spot where
Yeah.
they're going to piss off people no matter what. Speaking of which, Dean, there's been a lot of petitions lately on like change.org for Hot Toys to remake figures. And I think they're kind of interesting now. The last one that I saw that got good traction was, I think, the Mark 47. And I think over 1,000 people signed it. And do you think that these petitions affect Hot Toys' decisions to re-release things at all?
No.
I agree.
Change.org doesn't. do
Petitions
anything.
are very non-committal. You could have 1,000 people that don't collect Iron Man sign a petition. Like, if I had a lot of friends, I could make them sign a petition.
Right.
Like, it just because 1,000 people sign a
Doesn't mean
petition doesn't mean
1,000
1,000
people
people will buy one. I certainly think a lot of people would buy a Mark 47 to retail.
I probably would.
I don't know that petitions have a lot to do with it, but it really bothers me when a lot of people put too much stock into the petitions. Like, they see, they post them in the comments of the Hot Toys figures and, oh, petition to release Poe, petition to release Cyborg, petition to re-release the Mark 46, the Mark 47. And it's kind of annoying. So bonus early grinds my gears in the show.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we got 500,000 people to sign the petition that they should rewrite Star Wars. It's like, that's not going to do anything.
It's literally not
Or
going
the
to do
Game of
anything.
Thrones one. It's like, guys, they don't owe you anything.
I totally agree.
It's their show. That's how they wanted to do it. I don't know what to tell you. You don't have to like it. Yeah, it's like, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I'm not going to get them to change The Last Jedi no matter how hard I try. You know what I mean? There's too much on the line.
Maybe one day we'll have our wish.
Maybe JJ's going to pull some fucking shit out of his ass and it'll make me really like the
At the end of episode 8,
But as,
Uncle Owen and Apple are going to wake up.
as it sits right now, I have 0 of my sequel trilogy figures on display.
Yeah.
They're all in the box.
I've seen that. Before we get any deeper into the show, Dean, we want to thank our friends over at Stevens Collectibles and More for sponsoring this episode of Collecting Weekly.
Heck yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, they're running a 20% off monthly deal on their Bandai model kits, which includes Gunpla, the Gundam Girl, Figurize, all the best model kits. This week, they just got a ton of new SH Figuarts, including the Full Power Broly and Vegeta, which they'll have Friday, Infinity War, War Machine, in-game Thanos, which is going to be the armored version. They have the Street Fighter Blanka as well. They also have a great selection of Pops, Marvel Legends, hobby supplies, and a pretty decent selection of out-of-print figures. You can check them out at 12,000 Texas Loop 1604 in Universal City, Texas, which is about 20 minutes away from San Antonio, so definitely not too far. Or you can find them online at collectmoretoys.com. Remember, they offer paid delivery service within our city and worldwide shipping for all of our Collecting Weekly listeners. If you're shopping with them and it's your first time, mention that you're a Collecting Weekly listener for 10% off your first order.
Nice.
Really, really good people. So excited for Broly. I literally can't wait for that figure. Manny has a Rate the Flicks on his Instagram for the movie Ma. Is that how you say it? Or is it M-A? I don't know. I'll pull it up real quick. The new horror movie that just came out, that movie, I think he really liked it, but it annoyed me to the point with the ads, like the trailers, that on Facebook I had to turn off, like stop showing me the ads for this movie. And if you want to see the Rate the Flick score, definitely check out his Instagram. It's RATETHEFLIX. That's Rate the Flicks. Manny is, I've tasked him to, aside from the show, just as a friend, to watch the Chernobyl miniseries.
Yes.
And to give me a Rate the Flicks. So yes, so Manny really enjoyed that movie. But if you want to see his review, check out his Instagram. Again, that's Rate the Flicks, FLIX. Movie news also, the Uncharted movie starring Tom Holland is coming out in 2020. I know a lot of people really enjoyed that video game, and that's kind of an interesting
you see Nathan Drake as a child in one of the games, or young man,
Yeah.
and it's not too far off.
Uh-huh.
Because Tom Holland has like a baby face, so he could play someone much younger than he actually is, which is fine. So I was also really like Tom Holland, and Nathan Drake is a really fun character. So I'm pretty excited to see how they do this one, because I know a lot of people have been wanting an Uncharted movie for a long time.
Yeah.
So
It's one of my best friend's favorite video games.
yeah,
So
my two Corey won't show with a stupid.
yeah, my buddy Clifford.
I actually really loved that game. It was so cool. I got the first one, and then there's a point in the game. I wouldn't call this a spoiler because the game's like a decade old already. There's like monsters that come out of the ground, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
This was like a hyper realistic adventure, like treasure hunting game, and then all of a sudden there's like demons that come out of the ground. And I literally just turned the game off. I was like, no, this is stupid. So I never went back to the series, but I know a lot of people who really, really like it. So
For sure. Now, Dean, there was a big stir in the community over an $800 Tony Stark head sculpt. Our correspondent, Dylan, has the word. So let's hear what Dylan has to say about it,
okay,
and we'll be right back.
Hey guys, this message is in reference to a third-party Tony Stark head sculpt from Endgame. It's supposed to be for the Mark 85 figure. But, so the whole story is this sculptor, YK Kim, on his Instagram, posted a bunch of pictures of this head sculpt that he has posted. Now, this guy is a well-known sculptor around the community. He's done work for Blitzway, Hot Toys. With Hot Toys, he's done the quarter scale Mark 43 Tony, Batman vs. Superman, Thanos, Sharon Stone from Blitzway, T800. He's also on his Instagram page look like he has work on George Clooney head sculpt that looks fantastic, to be honest. But anyway, so this head sculpt looks great. As good as all of his other works. Now, a lot of people have been saying like this Hot Toys needs to pick this up, since obviously he's done work with them in the past. Why? And he should honestly be in charge of it from the get-go.
Oh, yes,
but,
man.
so a couple people have been tagging like JC Hong and Hot Toys in these pictures, which may have kind of screwed this in the
It's like what happened with the cowboy.
Because so he originally, the full story is he posted these pictures of it, and then he attracted a lot of attention for the head sculpt. A lot of people wanting it, so then he posts on his Instagram, this is word for word from his Instagram page. I am so thankful and happy that many brothers like my work. I want to share my work with you. Sorry to say I don't want mass production. So I thought about this, and I will get reservation fairly for everyone on June 5th. Compatible painted version 1/6 headpiece. Sculptor him, YK Kim, painter Yellen. If you are willing to purchase, please send to me by email following night after payment, PayPal by midnight June 5th. So it sounds like he wanted it paid in full. Not 100% sure on that. Either way, the price of this thing was the craziest part, $800 US. So I'm not exactly sure how restricted the quantity was going to be, but obviously slim with that price. But a lot of people from the forums, after they saw that, they blew up his PMs and they were PMing him back and forth. And all of them say he just stopped at the same time getting back to them. He deleted all the posts. Nothing's been done with it. Since then, we haven't had any more news or anything. So it is speculated that Hot Toys got to him, either good or bad. They either got to him and said, "Hey, we'll pay you for this, and we'll pick up your sculpt and use it," or bad in the sense of just saying, "Hey, if you want to do work with us in the future, you cannot be doing this." And I'm sure like they could have threatened legal action, any of that sort of thing on him. But so they kind of, everyone's guess is they put the kibosh to that. sculpt, but it looks great. Everyone is kind of hoping that this is the head sculpt that they use. I have a couple pictures saved. I can post them on Auxiliary if anyone's interested. But it's just kind of an interesting story. Since it looks like he's done a couple things for a lot of figures that are praised pretty highly, and I think this would be pretty cool if Hot Toys would take this.
Ian, Dylan rather, let's retake that. Dylan, I wanted to thank you for your insight on that one.
That's insane.
Now, a few things there. $800 is just a number. This could have been $1,000, this could have been $2,000, this could have been $300, this could have been $400. When you're talking about a sculpt like this from a master sculptor that's painted by a fantastic painter, that's limited, you're dealing with intrinsic value. You're no longer dealing with like a retail price of a Hot Toys. Mm-hmm. Now, you can go on OSK and buy $25 Tony Stark head sculpts all day.
Right.
Whether or not they look better or worse than this, it's up to you to decide if you believe that this is intrinsically valuable enough to spend $800. Mm. I've heard from some people that this guy sold out of the quantity he wanted to make, and that maybe you should have charged more. Because it's true, if you sell out almost instantly, then maybe the price was too cheap. And I will say, I saw the sculpt. I think it looked really good. I personally wouldn't spend $800 on it, but for the people that did, hopefully they get it. But I certainly think that Hot Toys, being that this is a sculptor that they used, probably did have something to do with this. Like Dylan had mentioned, either you can't work for us if you do this, or we have the rights to the sculpt. And I think that they might have some sort of claim to this, because I imagine through sculpting the quarter scale and different Tony Stark head sculpts, he's had access to a lot more reference material than some average Joe at home. So I think it's a very interesting thing. A lot of people were up in arms saying they couldn't believe that anyone would pay that much for a figure. But I think it's all relative. I mean, if you ask a Marvel Legends collector, nothing against Marvel Legends collector, but if you asked them if they would spend $400 on an Iron Man, they would probably scoff at it and tell you they can get 2 whole cases of figures for that price. And I think it's all relative. Once you get into this rooted and custom head sculpt game, it adds up quickly. Really adds up quickly. Especially, when I was looking to get that Deckard built, I was looking at like $600 for the original Blade Runner outfit. Probably another $300 for painting or a $100 head. At that point, you're talking about a $1,000 figure. It really adds up, So I think there's people that are different levels of this collecting, and there's people that are financially or even just personally willing to spend that much. Yeah. I'm not offended by this like a lot of people were. A lot of people were saying like, oh, I can't wait for it to be recasted and whatever. Although Dylan brings up a good point that maybe Hot Toys will buy the rights to the sculpt and use it as the official Mark 85 sculpt. If they do that, I think it's to make a lot of people very happy.
Except the people spending $100.
Probably. Although I think that if that does happen, they'll probably get their money back.
Okay, couldn't Robert Downey Jr. come in and be like, hey, you can't do this?
Probably. I mean, I don't know if it's worth his time. I mean, if this guy's making like $1,200 off of 3 sculpts or 10 sculpts,
Yeah.
Like how much? It's kind of like when we were talking about the scammer thing. It's like how much time and energy is worth for Robert Downey Jr. to personally deal with tracking this down.
Yeah.
Even if he has people that do it. I mean, maybe those are the people that shut this down. I don't know, but
it just seems odd.
I mean, people make third-party Robert Downey Jr. stuff all the time. They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And those go by unchecked. But I remember when K.A. Kim was dealing with the Molecule 8 scandal. There was someone that commented, and this could be totally false, but they were saying that K.A. Kim basically like doesn't make sculpts for less than like $50,000 or $40,000.
Right.
And let's just say this guy charges the same amount. At $800, he'd have to make 50 head sculpts to get $40,000. So obviously not all that is profit. he has to have them painted and split the cost with the painter, shipping, etc. But
Yeah, but I doubt that costs him.
maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the thing is,
$800.
50 plus, like that's a lot. Like if he's trying to keep it on the radar, that's a lot of scopes to be sending out. Like we did a run of 11, and I thought that was kind of a lot for our Shaw head sculpt. And I don't know. I mean, for a master sculptor like that to put his reputation at risk for something like this, for obviously not that many people, it just seems like but it was a wonderful sculpt. I really liked it.
It was very nice. Even if I had all the money in the world, I don't think I would spend $800 on it. So
Yeah.
it's not that much better than. What did you just do?
I don't know. Hang on. I'm gonna move this down here. Let me see where we're at. Can you hear it?
That was right before his take on. Somebody just missed all the head sculpt stuff.
Ah, fuck, shit.
You can't edit undo.
No, it didn't save any of that file. It just says file not found. Here, I'm gonna play this section. Let me know if you hear anything, okay? Nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to undo it because we have this track here. So I guess we'll recut it. I mean, it's a good thing we know this before we went too far.
Okay.
We can kind of blow through this segment here.
Mhm.
3, 2. Big thank you to Dylan for doing the journalistic work there. Yeah, so I certainly don't have a problem with a sculptor charging $800. When you're a master sculptor making a limited product, you can basically charge as much or as little as you want for something like this. And this could have been a $300 sculpt. It could have been a $1,000 sculpt. I've heard rumors from some people that he sold out and he wasn't accepting any more messages. But it's I certainly wouldn't be up in arms about it like a lot of people are. I think it would be nice, like what Dylan had said, if the sculpt ends up being something that Hot Toys Mark 85. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Dean, do you have any comments on the head?
If I had $800 lying around, or if I just had all the money in the world, I wouldn't buy an $800 head sculpt. It's not. I don't know, $750 better than a regular head sculpt.
Yeah, and I will say this: like when you're dealing with these custom figures, like $800 really doesn't buy you that much. Like when I was looking to piece together a Decker, you could get the jacket and the clothing set for $600. And that doesn't include a head, which is another $300
Right.
painted, $400 painted. So really, as far as like money goes, it's just very subjective. Once you get to that level. So, I don't have a problem with it, but I think it would be cool if it's something that a lot of people can enjoy. I do think that, probably YK Kim had better people being the Australian junior.
Right.
That's probably why he's made such a wonderful sculpt here. So maybe they did step in and say, probably built this using our reference. We can claim some sort of ownership of this product. But the idea that someone would make a sculpt and charge whatever they want, it doesn't really bother me as much as it might bother the next person.
Yeah. Because
I want to save it. I'm going to retake that segment again. Okay, let's get back on track here. Okay, 3, 2.
Because we had talked about K.A. Kim, her sculptures are usually, I think we had read somewhere that when they hire her.
Yeah, and this was a rumor, by the way. This was on when the Monaco 8 drama started going south a few years ago. The rumor was that she charges $40,000 to $50,000 for a head sculpt.
Right. So
And,
if this guy's selling his head sculpts for 800, he would need to sell like 50
Yeah, roughly.
to make the 40.
And I don't know if Kay Kim's just at such a level that she can charge that much, and maybe other sculptors, are 10, 20,
Right,
I
right.
don't know how many sculpts a sculptor does in a year, but it just seems like kind of a lot of risk for this guy professionally to do this.
Yeah.
And certainly, he can make some profit selling these, but
Yeah, because he could get on the wrong person's radar. And
Get
every
blacklisted,
time he
yeah.
does something, just go after him. I was thinking Robert Downey Jr. could easily come in there and be like, "Hey, this is my likeness. I'm not licensing it to you." Because you said like, "Oh, if he's just selling a few, it really doesn't matter." That's a lot of money. I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. would easily be like, "Yeah, it's worth my time and trouble to track this down."
yeah, for sure.
And he probably has a legal team, that does that shit for him.
Yeah,
So for this guy, he could easily get on the wrong person's radar.
yeah.
Especially like you said, if he works for Hot Toys and they
You got a good thing going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems odd and risky. I wouldn't spend that kind of money on
Yeah, I agree. There's been a lot of discussion this past probably about 2 or 3 months about the Facebook algorithm. Being completely serious, we are in a community that Facebook is deemed to be a power admin, and we have certain access to reps that can answer these questions. But I see it almost every day. Someone will post like a Rocket 6-scale figure, and the post gets automatically deleted, or they'll post a Batman with a batarang, and it'll get deleted, or they'll post a Joker with a Glock and it'll get deleted. Facebook is both very smart and very dumb. They have certain image filters that look for nudity, that look for violence, and of course guns and certain keywords related to guns or sex trafficking. They have kinds of things that are constantly posted on Facebook that their job is to remove. And unfortunately, Facebook is so large and there's so many people using it, putting so much content out, that it's not possible to have 100% accuracy, with this. And unfortunately, our 6-scale figures are at that point where they're so good that they look almost, if you took a picture of a Hot Toys 6-scale pistol, and you take a picture of a real 6-scale pistol, I would say the average person probably not with creative scaling. I think a lot of people would be confused, and that's what's happening here is these machines are getting confused. And so a lot of people are very disappointed, but the thing is, like, Facebook has a more important job to make sure these things aren't being sold and traded. But also, our hobby and our community, as fun as it is stopping like illicit weapons sales. And, I really think that takes precedent here. And I've certainly had my share of figures that I've tried to sell that didn't sell. One, I put lightsaber and it blocked that because of the keyword saber. I've heard people selling a 6-scale bodies, the word body. People that try to sell rocket, raccoon, those are both keywords because they don't want people selling animals, so they named them rabbit, and then rabbit's also a block keyword because you can't sell animals on Facebook. So,
what did you put? ROKET, RAC.
I mean, maybe you can try that, but
Like just space it
the
out.
thing is, once the bot finds like one creative workaround, it's a learning system.
Oh,
They call it Skynet. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. It's a neural processor, a learning computer.
Get to the chatbot. So if that's happening to you guys, don't be too upset. It's just a thing that Facebook does, and a lot of people say like, "Oh, this site ain't shit," but I see all people that say that they're on Facebook every fucking day, all day sharing out their collection. So Facebook is good and Facebook is bad, and we have to live with both in order to prosper.
Yeah, because this happened to Manny, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah, he tried to sell something. Meetings in the chat. I don't know if he'll remember it. But he was trying to sell something and his post kept getting deleted.
Don't remember.
I think it, well, I have to wait for him to say it, but
Maybe it was his RoboCop with the pistol,
maybe.
the battle damage one.
I think it was. Because I was like, he doesn't really have characters with guns.
Yeah. So
That's super annoying.
grinds my gears for this week is sellers that are not serious about selling their products.
Oh my god, I was just talking about this with Greg.
Really? Okay. So
Yeah.
let me go first.
I'll pull it up.
So 2 weeks ago, we did a grinds my gears of this guy that he had needed to sell things urgently, but was pricing them at top end eBay prices, right? So the same guy, okay, I will give him props. He did price his shit, but the same guy, he had listed a bunch of figures for sale. Kid Goku, and I've been really wanting a Kid Goku for my birthday, which is next Monday. So if anyone wants to hook a brother up, you know where to go. But anyway, so Kid Goku, I've been really wanting it. And on Mercari, the app that you've been showing me, the lowest selling one recently was $35 free shipping. And that's kind of the price that I'm comfortable to buy it at. Maybe $40 ship, but certainly no more than that. Now, this guy, I had put a want to buy for the Dragon Ball. Remember last Tuesday I was saying I just want the Dragon Ball, and then I was like, might as well get the whole thing. I put that, and this guy who had already talked to you a bunch of times and already knew he was wasting my time trying to sell me stuff with his overpriced whatever, said, I'll sell you the Kid Goku. So I'm like, wait a second. I just talked to this guy yesterday. And the day before I had said, hey, I'll buy your Kid Goku at $35 ship. If you urgently need the money, I have $35. I'd be willing to pay that. That's the lowest sold on Mercari. And that's what I can do to help you out. He's like, no, thank you, which is fine. I've been denied in the past, and that's fine. So when he put on my post, I'll sell you a Kid Goku, I was like, okay, so he'll take my offer. Because I told them, until I get one, my offer stands. Go to his message, and he had put PM, which is really annoying because it's like PM me or I'll PM you. Who's PMing who? So I PM'd him, and I was like, hey, brother, it's like my offer still stands at $35. I can PayPal you right now. But I'd like to $35 ship, including fees. And the guy saw my message, waited a day. The next day he told me, oh yeah, that's you. And I was like, okay. And I was like, so do you want to do the deal? And he just put K, like the letter K. And I was like, okay. I got too much things in my life to do.
Right.
To be getting trolled by this motherfucker with this is Patrick Facebook profile picture.
Yeah.
You know. And so I just blocked the guy. It just really annoys me, and I still see him trying to sell these figures at these exorbitant prices, not making sales day in and day out, posting it 2, 3, 4 times a day. And it's like, I think part of it is his prices, and I think part of it is his lack of ability to be serious. Certainly the Patrick picture doesn't help.
Yeah.
But what were you going to say about
Yeah,
that?
Greg messaged me the other day, and this guy posted, I won't give too many details here, but he posted a custom Jason figure. And he's like, the reason for selling is my health sucks, right? So he needs money for medical bills.
Oh, Greg did send me that, yeah.
Then instead of a price, it says DM.
me. Yeah.
So Greg is like, dude, you know this dude's asking way too much for his shit. And I was like, dude, I hate that. Just put the price. Like, it doesn't matter if it's on your post or not. It really doesn't matter. So just put the price.
Yeah.
And so I was like, did you DM him though? Because like, I know you kind of are looking for that, or looking for one of those figures.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess eventually he did message the guy. He didn't tell me what he was asking, but then the dude messaged him back, do you have any offers? And I was like, dude, you need this to pay your medical bills.
Yeah.
Like, I know what you think you should get out of a figure, and we've talked about this before, where it's like a custom car. Just because you think something adds value to the car doesn't mean it does when you're trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Because somebody doesn't have the exact same taste as you. So just because you put money into it doesn't mean you're getting it back. Sorry, that's just the way it works.
Mhm.
And it's like you're asking these exorbitant prices because you need it, and then you're still trying to rip people off. I'm just super annoying.
Sorry, we were struggling there for a second. This thing's freaking me out. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying. I sold my Palpatine today, and I had a surprise medical bill, and I was like, I really want to take care of this like as soon as possible. So I put it, this is the price, shipped with fees. If the buyer needs additional pictures, I'd be happy to go and take them. I can ship it as early as today. Sold it within 5 minutes,
Nice.
and it was a pretty good price.
Yeah, it was a really good price. If I had that money laying around, I definitely would.
Yeah, and the reason why I sold it at a good price is because I had used a bunch of rewards for it, so I kind of just broke even,
Yeah.
And it went good, so I don't know, maybe we're just responsible. I don't know. But it really bothers me if people don't take selling seriously. It's like, I'm going to give you my hard-earned money for you to ship me a product.
Yeah, I've done the research.
And I need to know it's going to get there safely for the price that we agree upon. You know what I mean? It's. I just can't believe that people take it so nonchalantly. I think we got some people in the chat.
Yeah, man, he said it was Robo.
Oh, okay. Look at that. My memory is pretty solid. So, Dean, you also had a little bit of a grinds my gears situation from the Kadeem Hardinson video that Sideshow put up reviewing.
Oh my god.
Some sort of thing. I don't even know what it was. I was so bad.
It was a statue.
I think it was a Superman statue.
But so this is following the wake of them getting rid of Susan,
The goat, the queen.
the queen, which it reminds me of that thing in Fallout. It's like nobody liked that.
Yeah.
Like everyone was mad, like that they got rid of her.
Yeah.
And so they come up with this video with this guy. I don't know this guy. Some of the comments were very supportive, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it's this guy."
I think he's from Disney Channel or something.
I'm like, I don't personally know who this guy is, but okay, whatever. Like, it's whatever it is. It's
Kadeem Hardinson.
Kadeem Hardinson. I don't know. So I start watching this video, and it is the most forced thing I've ever watched. It's so cringy.
Uh-huh.
Like everyone behind the camera is like laughing at everything this guy says. They're chiming in, and he's like, "Oh, like don't you dare, haha! Let's get back to this statue." And I'm just watching it like, what the hell is this? It's so obvious. They're trying to like, look, we're having fun. Everyone's happy here. We're fine. Like, don't worry about us. But it's like, no, this is awful. This is so bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, can you please watch this and tell me I'm not the only person? And Seth chimed in like much later. He's like, guys, have you seen this cringy ass video? And I was like, dude, we were just talking about it.
Yeah.
It's so bad. It's not. It's just like, guys, you fucked up.
You done goofed. Accept the goof. Accept the gaps. Accept the laughs and move on.
Like, it's just like the laughing hasn't really got me. It's like, guys.
I'm okay if production is laughing. Like one of my favorite parts of Inside the NBA is when Charles Barkley makes the people in the back laugh. But he does it because he says like genuinely hilarious shit.
Right.
Like,
not that this guy's not funny.
I'm sure he might be, but
But
it certainly seemed way forced.
dude, like it 100% was. Like he's very charismatic. Like I wasn't offended that he was on screen. You know what I mean? Like, ugh, like fuck this guy.
Yeah,
I
but
was
don't.
kind of like, oh,
don't-
okay.
It's kind of like when you watch a show with the laugh track. It's like, don't spoon feed me the laughs. Like,
Yeah,
let me enjoy it how I'm gonna enjoy
Dude, it was just like not funny. It legitimately was not funny.
Yeah.
It like if I was just watching it without the laughter, I'd probably be like, oh, okay, like not upsetting or
That's the thing. Yeah.
offensive. Like, okay, cool. I definitely would have laughed along, or wouldn't have laughed along with it. And so I'm just like watching it with these people in the back, and I'm just like, this is not good. This is so forced.
Yeah. No, I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah, so I don't know. I know that with all this stuff, last episode, or our last regular episode rather, I mentioned earlier in the podcast, it kind of went, I wouldn't say viral, but some big names took notice. Budget Stark shared it to his personal, Anthony shared it to his personal page.
Wow.
And he enjoyed that I called him the Godfather. I thought that made my heart warm a
He
little
kind
bit.
of is.
He really is.
Like,
And
everyone kind of like, what's his take on it? Like, whatever happens in the community.
yeah.
So
Susan,
he really is.
from her personal YouTube, subscribed to our channel, which is really nice.
Wow.
That was really sweet, Susan. I will say, I'm not sure if you're listening.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're a regular listener, but that genuinely, I mean, 100% serious, made my day. I was like smiling ear to ear, like, wow, like this is so cool. And we want to thank you for all you've done for the community. I know you've said on different medias that you'll be back in some form within the community. So
Yeah.
we really look forward to that. And
I'm still kind of hoping she goes to Prime One.
yeah, if you ever, Susan, if you ever have a big news you want to share, you're always welcome to join us for a small interview.
Heck yeah, we do go to Hangouts all the time.
Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Dean, we are doing a live show July 14th at 1 p.m. at Buddy's Toys and Collectibles in San Antonio. We're also July 14th.
July 4th. I meant to get that day off the other day, and I was like, guys, when is it? And nobody replied to me. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, we're going to go live there. We're also doing a live show in the fall that we're dotting the I's and crossing the T's at Stevens Toys and Collectibles.
Nice.
Really cool people. Our Facebook group is Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. Said it like that because Dylan, he kind of said in the recording. No, just kidding. But it's Collecting Weekly Auxiliary. It's a fun group. Miracles happen on Ox every day.
Yeah, I'm a testament to that. So.
Yeah, when you told me, when I saw that comment, I was like gonna call you like, Dean, you need to check Ox right away before someone snakes this from you.
Yeah.
TeePublic is where we get our shirts from. You can see I'm wearing a lovely Collecting Weekly shirt here.
Yeah, mine's not. It's blank today. The day
It's a
we're
camel
facing
logo.
the camera.
Yeah, I know. We have a new setup today, so whenever it's just Dean and I, we'll do this setup. So hopefully you guys like it. We also have a Twitter that's run by Manny. It's Collecting WLKY. Our friends over at Six Scale Scavengers and us, we're doing a combined show. It's going to be sometime in June, which is really exciting. Shout out time, Stephen and Daisy, wonderful people that sponsor this show. Greg and Ryan from Six Scale Scavengers, their birthday boys as of yesterday. So happy birthday to you
Happy
guys.
birthday, guys.
Don't forget, Stevens Toys Collectibles is doing that 20% off Gundam model kit sale. And if you're buying from them, from some of their cool toys, which if you check our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/c/collectingweekly. We have a store tour video of Steven's store. You can see what stock he has minus some hot toys that he's sold. If you see anything you like there, send him a message, tell him that we sent you. You'll get 10% off your order. They do ship worldwide, so there's no issues with that. Do you have any shout outs you wanted to give, Dean?
I was just going to give a huge shout out to Greg again and Rainer for helping me piece together my grail.
It's pretty cool. I like that we have in the case with the game.
Yeah.
Little box. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I want to get some more Nier Automata stuff and have like
a shrine.
Yeah, because it's just so cool.
I'm happy for you. Someone maybe can do this for me. I don't want to do it, but someone can find the first time Dean brought it up. I think it'd be cool to next episode be like, remember when Dean in episode blank brought it up?
Yeah, because honestly, I can't think of a figure I want now. Like I was waiting for Obi-Wan. I got Obi-Wan. I have pretty much every Star Wars figure I was looking for.
Yeah.
I do have something in the works with Echo Base Customs. I won't say what it is, but
you haven't told me yet. What the hell?
Yeah. So that's just another clone figure. So I think
I know what it is. I'm not gonna say it.
I always have my clones, but I have pretty much every Marvel figure I was looking for. So this was I was like, man, this is something I really want. And then when I noticed I jumped on the train too late, that I was like, fuck, everything's sold out. So this was my last Grail figure, and I got it. So
yeah,
I'm extremely happy.
What were you saying? Oh, Rainer's birthday is on the 14th.
Yeah, Saturday. 15th.
Oh, the 15th, yeah. It is a miracle that I am here today, Dean. I was dying of the worst, I don't know what it was of my life. I couldn't even open my eyes Sunday. I was just not feeling well. So I'm glad to be here with you, Dean. I'm glad that we were able to have a show today, just the two of us. And I'm sorry, Ox fam, if we burned your ears with our singing in the beginning of the show. We really tried for like an hour to rehearse that, and it did not go well.
Yeah.
I'm Zach.
I'm Dean.
Catch you guys on the next episode.
Bye. Let's see. Jason says, I'm going to ask for a miracle tonight on the group. Excited for that. What is this? Oh, Leroy Jenkins. I actually think of Clipper King as the godfather of 6 scale reviews. I don't know who Clipper King is. Who's Leroy Jenkins?
Clipper King's pretty good, but he doesn't review stuff anymore. I know Butcher Stark doesn't either, but I think depending on, he's the guy with the, I think it's like a heavy Irish accent. He's a really good reviewer. I think they're both good in their own rights. I collect more Iron Man stuff, so I tend to go with Budget Stark because he has more reviews that fit what I collect. But Clipper King is a fantastic YouTuber. So calling Anthony the Godfather is nothing against Uncle Clipper, as he calls himself.
Who's Leroy Jenkins? So you know?
Yeah, Leroy, who are you? Remind me. I think that's fucking Dylan.
It's hilarious if it is.
Let me see the headphones real quick. I don't listen to our beautiful singing.
Wait.
It's pretty good.
That's hilarious. Okay,
Who's
let's
Leroy?
see. I don't know. It says, I've only been lurking. Love your channel.
Leroy, we love you too, buddy.
Yeah. And then Mervin says, so what suit do you think they will tease next?
I'm gonna cut the camera off.
Okay. So do I end the stream?
No, you can get the stream up.
Oh. I hope for some villains from Spider-Man PS4. That'd be nice.
How did you like having the live stream cam right there in front of you?
It was pretty nice. I liked it.
That was pretty good too.
I think I could probably use a longer cord.
We'll have to get like a female to some sort of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well, I guess it's fine right here. Any thoughts on the Power Pose Hulkbuster worth getting?
I think it looks fucking sick.
Yeah, considering you can't really do anything with the other Hulkbuster anyway, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Although that one company is coming out with the quarter scale Hulkbuster.
Really?
Yeah, it's not posable, but it opens up and there's like the little Iron Man head in there.
Uh-huh.
But it's fucking huge. I think it was on Budget Star's channel, if I remember correctly. I forgot the name of the company. But they're also doing a 6 scale version of it.
Uh-huh.
And it's, I don't know if it's cheaper than the Hot Toys one, but
Interesting.
not a fan of Big Time. I'm not a fan of that one either, but it's just so different. because there's like regular Spider-Man, and then Scarlet Spider, and then the Punk Spider. They're all red and blue, so it's like a black and green one would probably just look different. Although Spider-Man 2099, what's his name?
Sean O'Hara.
Sean O'Hara. That'd be kind of cool. Although, which version? The blue and red one or the white and red one?
Blue and red.
I think the white and red one's cool. Yeah, 2099 probably. I guess that'd be probably the most logical next step.
So channel milestone, Dean, we're at 122 subscribers.
Nice.
On our way. On our way.
I think Mervin thought that was the Return of the Jedi Trooper.
No.
And I was like, no, it's the Jedi Patrol. But he really liked
saw
that
that
too.
Manny wants to sell him his. Mervin, I would sell you this one, but this is actually my daughter's Hot Toy. 100%,
he
100% being serious.
He won't sell it to me.
I had with us on that.
It's fine. Either way, it's terrible.
It was bad.
Even if we got it right on, it's still bad.
Even if the lyrics were correct, the singing talent was not there.
Ooh.
Let's roll the intro, Dean.
Yeah. Mervin said there's a 1.6 Miles Morales floating in. Custom.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Doesn't
It
it?
was
I haven't
bad.
seen it.
Even if we got it right on.
Like from the
Even if the
movie?
lyrics were correct.
Yeah, it even looks like the
The
movie.
singing talent
Let me
was not
see
there.
it. Mervin,
I don't
send me
know.
the
Roll
link
the intro,
if you
Dean.
don't mind.
Hey guys, my name is Zach.
She's probably the youngest
Welcome to this week's
person
episode
of the
of
Hot Toys.
Right?
The youngest Hot Toys collector is Evie.
Just the two of
Leroy, are
us.
you gonna get
We
the
can
Hulk
make
poster?
it if we try.
I say if you're gonna go for it, just go for it. The power pose is, I think it's probably better than getting the actual one, just because it's too big to really do anything anyway. So just get the power pose. I like the original design better than the one from Infinity War, but that one's at least in 2 movies.
Yeah. Oh, guys, it's been great to have y'all here.
Yeah, thanks for joining on the stream. We'll be here next week.
And every week for the rest of our lives. Probably not. We'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Just the two of us. Okay, cut off the stream.
All right, guys.
Bye, guys.
We're taking off.
The official video. I'm gonna try to do an HQ video, but I don't know. We'll
Okay,
see.
let's see.
There's a
So
lot of
life
cuts.
size baby Groot, cop or pass.
I like the life-size baby Groot. Who's that? Leroy? That's the question.
No, that was Mervin.
I like the life-size baby Groot because you can like put it in Christmas clothing and have it everywhere,
Oh, that's true.
and it's cute.
I said cop. If you're gonna spend the money, like if you have the money to spend,
Do it.
Steel Hedgeman.
That's Dylan.
Okay, he said, "Hey, babes."
What up, boo?
And then bye immediately. Reese said bye. Take it easy, guys.
Reese, it was good to have you in the chat, man. I know it's
Yeah.
been a long time coming that you've been wanting to join the chat. So.
Yeah, heck yeah. I was here the whole time. Hell
Good.
yeah.
Reese, send me a PM with your address. We'll send you one of these.
Yeah, Mervin needs one too.
No, I know. I've just been too poor to buy stamps, but we'll send them out. Yeah, it's for the gift card, though.
Well, it's for all kinds of stuff.
How much do you think $20 buys?